Hi, it's me Dominic here with the 5th Quest devlog, and in this video I'm going to be completely reworking the visuals for my game and finish making the tutorial. And if you're new here, this game is about a knight that gets sent on a quest to find the king's stolen crown, and it seems like a quick and simple task at first, but it quickly turns into anything but that. So to start off with, I was looking at my game and I thought, something doesn't look quite right. So I pulled up this reference image of Shovel Knight and I realized that my trees and my clouds and the mountains are extremely ugly and that they probably need to go because they don't fit in very well. So the first thing I decided I'm gonna tackle is the trees. So I started with getting the basic shape of the tree down, and this was actually surprisingly challenging. Then I did some shading, then added some details, then I imported it into Unity. So then I replaced the front trees and I thought it still didn't look quite right, so I went back to Sprite, I removed all the saturation, exported a different image, and added it as a second layer of trees. The reason I export it without any saturation is so that I could change the color in Unity and not in Sprite. So after that, I still felt like there was something wrong with it, but I couldn't quite figure out what it was that was bothering me. So I decided to take a break from the trees and work on the clouds some. So to start out with the clouds, I wanted them to be kind of whimsy-like, so I decided that my strategy for drawing them would be extreme lines. So now I have some big clouds and some small clouds, and in my opinion, they are a massive upgrade compared to the old ones. It was nice to be able to take a break from drawing some trees and draw some clouds. So now that I'm finished with the clouds, I'm back to dealing with the trees. So when I looked at it, I realized my game looks kind of bland compared to before. So I looked at that Shovel Knight image again, and I realized that Shovel Knight has 3 layers of trees, and that the trees in the very back have a lot less detail than the front trees, unlike my game at the moment. So then I decided to remake the back tree to look like this, and then I also added another layer of trees to add more density to the forest. So then I also increased the saturation of the front trees to make the whole scene seem a lot brighter and not so dark. These 3 things made the whole game just look 10 times better than it did before, but I still felt like there was something missing to tie the whole scene together. So again, I looked at the Shovel Knight image and I realized that Shovel Knight has this weird like grass background thing behind the main ground. So I decided to make one for my game, and it kinda just brought the whole scene together and made everything flow a lot better. But now I ran into the issue where everything seemed too green. So I decided to change the green on that new tile set to more of a blue color, and then I also added a 3rd layer of darker blue to make the whole scene seem a little bit darker and also add more blues into the scene. So now it's time to move on to the mountains. So it was brought to my attention that the mountains look pretty plain, to put it honestly. So I decided to add the snow-capped peaks and also some like cliffs with snow on them. And I still think I'm definitely going to be working on it some more later because it still, in my opinion, looks fairly plain, but it's good enough for now. So now I wanted to make the game a lot less about you go around and slap enemies in the face and call it good. So I made this berry bush, which is totally not a copy of Shovel Knight's thing. You shovel up, blah 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 blah. So you hit this thing with your sword and it drops gems, and you can pick up the gems and you have more gems. I also decided that since I got rid of the old foreground trees, that I would add these bushes to add more variety to the environment, and I actually quite enjoyed drawing them. Bushes are weird, I enjoy drawing them quite a bit, which is odd. Speaking of bushes, if you like the video, please consider liking it, and also there's a demo in the description, and also if you want to see more of these videos, please consider subscribing. Back to the bushes. After I added the bushes, I wanted to start working on the tutorial, but I ended up getting distracted and decided that I wanted to make another tile set and add some thin platforms for the player to jump on. The reason I decided to do this instead of the tutorial was because I realized that with my current tile set, I couldn't make just a one thick tile platform. I had to do this like two thick tile thing and it looked weird. So I decided before I finished the tutorial and make more levels that I would add this tile set so that I could add that while I make the level. So I decided to start out with the left tile. So what I did is I took the left tile of my normal tile set and then I copied the bottom part of the bottom left tile onto that tile. Then the second tile was the middle tile, so I took the bottom middle tile and copied the bottom of that one onto the top one. And I did the same thing with the right tile as I did with the left tile. After I made it, I plopped it down in Unity, but it seemed too thick. So I decided to make another one to see which one I end up liking better. With this one, I cropped the top off each tile and then added the bottom of each corresponding tile to them. Then I worked on the corner some, and then voila, I had a super thin platform. Then I imported them into Unity to see which one would fit best, but I ended up that I couldn't decide. So whenever I was testing them, I decided that I would keep both because each one kind of does better in different scenarios than the other one. So you know how in the beginning of the video I said I'm going to be completely reworking the visuals for my game and finish making the tutorial. Well, I did work on the tutorial some, but I couldn't quite finish it. So I decided to hold it off till next month so I could finish it then, and the reason I did that was because I was adding all these new features and I didn't want to add all this stuff and then have to go back and remake the whole tutorial anyway, so I decided I'm going to add all the features first and then make the tutorial. But overall, I think I did pretty good this month, and again, if you want to download the demo, there's a link in the description, and also a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated if you enjoyed the video. Also, I want to say thanks to DevBanana. He helped me out a ton with this video thumbnail, so you should go watch some of his videos. He makes really high quality videos, so thanks. So that's it. So here's some gameplay quests and also some bloopers. So I'll see you next month. Bye. So then I also increased the saturation of the front forest to make the whole seams. And then I increased the saturation of the front trees to make the whole seam.